Right, it's been a while since the last update on the CRX, but doesn't mean things hasn't been moving. So I'm going to do a quick walk around of the car, kind of give an explanation of where I'm at, what I'm busy working on, and then I guess we'll go from there. So let's see what we've been up to. So as you can see, I've just got the headlights in. That's just a temporary thing. That was just so that I can work on the wiring. Same with the fogs and spots down here. So these obviously are the standard placement for the indicators sitting in the bumper. And then up here would be parks. So what I've done is I really wanted the top to be my indicators, because down the line I'm looking at flushing the bumper from these guys and getting rid of them. But I might just run them as parks for now. Well, not parks, spots. So you can see I've been busy with the wiring, got all of that done, cleaned up that, tucked the little box down at the bottom. Basically the same on the other side. I've done a little quick jerry rig on the, oh, this is where it looks a bit sketch, but yeah, so brought the fuse box into the car. I've got it connected up here, running to just my jumper lead to this battery, just so I can make sure that what I'm doing actually works and actually makes sense. So to show you guys, if I just swing around here, turn this guy on. Cool. So headlights, the parks, there it is, that all works. If I indicate, I now have the indicator on the corner lamps. Same with this guy down here is working, and then obviously the way those work is it'll switch over to indicate, and once you stop indicating, the lights come back on as fogs. So that's that. Next thing was, or what I want to tackle today is I need to do some mocking up of the traction bar. So I went with the dev spec radiator just purely because I wanted something that's going to cool this car on track. And unfortunately, with the stock traction bar, if I can call it that, it's not really one because this is quite soft, the radiator doesn't fit. So right here we've got the EK traction bar, which I've had, I don't want to say modified, it kind of fits directly, which was to my surprise. So this is Michael's one. I just used this one for prep, and then this is my one over here. Huge thanks to Bag Boys for sorting this guy out, because they don't come welded on the inside seam, and they don't come welded on the outside. So I sent this off to him. He then fully welded it up inside, outside, made sure this was secure, and then also welded around this guy over here. He coated it nicely for me. Really awesome experience working with him. And I'm definitely going to reach out to him in the future for battery bracket, because I'm doing a battery relocate, and then possibly a battery, oh sorry, no battery, a bracket for my catch can. Then next thing, took off the brake lines, got some braided hull brake lines, which I'm busy marking up now as well. So those need to go in. Here they are. So we have two for the front, obviously with the rear, and then these shorter ones I had made up to replace some of these guys, which is the one that goes from the prop valve to the master cylinder. I'm changing out from the original CRX one to a VTEC Master, purely because one, there's a bit more pressure, so it should give me a better pedal feel. Hopefully, I'm trying this out based off of things that I've read off the internet. We all know we can't trust the internet, so fingers crossed that actually works as intended, but it does bolt up. I was having a bit of an issue where the line that runs from the top here, obviously the position is different. So instead of it going around and in on the left or right hand side, it now needs to go up and in from the top. And then same with this line down here, doesn't quite fit the new setup. So hence the reason for having these smaller lines made. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, mock up this traction bar. I think that's the first thing I want to tackle. I'll place the radiator in and then get a bit of an idea from there. So the one thing I do need to know I need to make for this is spacers. So where the original one bolts up using this setup, obviously, well, I'll just use this guy because it's already, this has a single one. I didn't want it to be just bolted up in one way. So as a bit of a visual reference, I'll show you what I mean. Instead of it just bolting up on the front one, I want to create a bracket that goes over the top. So it ties it in at both bolt points, but then I would need a spacer that mimics this distance on the back bolt so that it doesn't sit off center. I kind of want it to sit flat and level. What I do have is some steel tubing here, which I've measured out, and I'm just going to kind of cut rather than stacking washers because I wanted something solid. So I'll cut it there, it's 35 mil, and then I need to make another one for the other side, and we should be good. This is the to-do list. So there's plenty of things that I still need to tackle. But yeah, ticking them off as I go, and then also adding things as I remember. Long day ahead. But yeah, let's get cracking. I'm going to probably put the cam, I don't know, somewhere around here, and then we can figure this thing out. Cool, so to do a quick explanation, you can see it's just, oh, the lighting's crap, but anyway. Cool, so it bolts in up over there, it runs over to the LC over there. So this is where you can see it only really bolts up in one spot, but there is a second hole back there. So what I'm looking to do is create a spacer that's exactly the same width as this guy, put it in, get a top bracket that I can run across, and then bolt it up in both spots. I don't know if the lighting's going to be a bit better on this side, but yeah. So that's the plan. The easy route is to take the OE one and quite frankly just give it a cut here, cut there, and then use this, and then take the tubing I have over here and make the spacer. So time to get the grinder out and cut the spacer out.
It was hard enough for me to fight the storm. the start, from the start, from the start. Hey, hey, did you hear them sirens playing? Hear them sirens playing from the start, from the start, from the start. Hey, hey, hear them sirens playing from the start.
Cool. Thank you for your contribution to this lovely course. We've got brackets, we've got spaces. Just need to do cleaning it all up now. Cool, okay. So, worked out exactly as planned. Spacer at the back to fill the gap. You in there. There's the little bracket that we cut off the OEM. Bolts up, solid. Same on the other side. Bracket, spacer, and bar. And then I haven't screwed you in yet, but basically just connect it up there, and then that is the radiator stays. So next step would be to space the radiator pegs out and then get some level of alignment and see how this thing sits, because obviously moving from the full size to the half, I need the little bracket that the EKs, EGs have that goes up and then holds on the top. So before I can drill here and put a bit of a riv nut in to secure that, I need to first align the radiator and see exactly where it is that I want it. Okay, this is a couple of hours later, just due to pure frustration. Radiator is spaced out and in. I've just got a little elastic band holding it up at the moment. Oh, there we go. So, rad's in. Thank you, Devlin. And now I just need to make a little bracket for here to here. My first attempt, I don't even know where that thing is. My own stupidity, I did wrong. So I had it come from here, down, and then I was gonna pop a little rev nut on the back here. And then my own stupidity was, how the hell do I actually tie this nut to, or loosen this guy if this is sitting here that close? I don't exactly leave myself much room. So then I thought, cool, I will come off this down up to this point. Nope, hood clearance. So now we have to make another one that goes down to this point and bolts there. Then next hiccup, once again also frustrated, hence the long break. If you look at this, it's quite high. This side, it's quite high. I'm not gonna have clearance for my shaft. So I now need to, if I just grab this guy quickly, you can see how it's got a, let me just take it out. Cool, we can see how this has an edge, or a lip should I say. So grind that lip off on either end, just to bring this down. Instead of using the bracket that I cut off the OEM one over there, I'm gonna make myself a new bracket using some of the same steel that I made these guys with. So 3 mil steel. So that should reduce the height of that, and then also reduce the height of the actual bracket itself, which then should give me the clearance I need. So yeah, we learn, eh? This is the beauty of trying to do these things yourself and trying to figure it out yourself when you've never done any of this before. So we'll see how it goes, and then tomorrow I will tackle what else is on the list. Front brake lines, rear brake lines, and probably, yeah, there was something else that was brake related. Remove the calipers, sand them down, prime and coat them. That's the plan for tomorrow at least. Wish me luck. Goodbye, CRX.